everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Rusi News Network. We are now on episode 36. So if you go back and watch episode 24 and then come back to this one, good things could happen to you too. A British bank has instructed Mr. Anil Ambani to pay $717 million to the Chinese banks. If the Chinese banks get this money and take it and invest it in Jio, it will be the first instance of Chinese going from Hindi Chini bye bye to Hindi Chini bye bye. Hi. My God, what a joke. Incredible. The development of a COVID vaccine is in its early stages in India. They have usurped the land. They have started the Bhumi Pujan. They have actually decided what snacks are going to be served. Samosa and tea, I am told. The chief guest is still being decided. And science, well, who cares about that anyways? That's just extra. In USA, Donald Trump has come under some criticism for going out golfing. We have an official update from the president himself.
Okay, so I got hold of Mangesh's t-shirt and now I'm all ready to talk about my golfing trip. It was amazing. I've got to watch golfing. I've got to play golf in social isolation. In fact, it's the best way to play golf, period, dot, end. I know they mean the same thing, but I like saying them all together. That's genius. Okay, now let me tell you one thing about playing socially distanced golf. It's really good because you don't actually have to be on the tee when you tee off. You could be drinking tea and you'd still be teeing off. It's like teasing the tee. It's amazing. When you hit the ball, you can hit the ball anywhere you want. In fact, you can be a fairway from the fairway and you'd still be on the fairway. It's fairly cool, okay? And then when you get to the hole, you can be within 6 feet of the hole and you'll still be in the hole. In fact, I had the best score ever. And you know what? My club was really nice. They put a sign outside and they said, we finally got a hole in one. So I'm a great a-hole. Thank you.
The Seoul Football Club managed to fill up the entire stadium with sex dolls instead of mannequins. This was in response to the fans complaining that the club had a very laid-back attitude and they hadn't scored in a while. The ploy apparently worked because the club finally managed to get one in and won the game 1-0. The ICC is very excited to come back and to bring cricket back to everybody, but in order to do this, they are imposing some new rules that are going to help with social distancing, and in the current era of COVID, we have an update from the ICC themselves.
We at the ICC believe that the primary problem with cricket in the upcoming world is going to be balls, primarily dirty balls. And we do believe that if you have dirty balls, you should clean your balls. Now, of course, if you clean your balls, do not spit on your balls to clean your balls. You just rub your balls. So if you spit on your balls, rub them and clean them before you handle the ball or before you hand the ball over to anybody. It's preferable, of course, that you clean your own balls, unless, of course, the other person is a good cleaner of your balls. If that is the case, you may hand over your balls to that person and that person can clean your balls. But again, it's recommended that that person not spit on your balls, but merely rub your balls. Every now and then you will find that you still have dirty balls, but in that case, we will keep the old rule available where you must absolutely, under no circumstances, pick your balls. So clean your balls, rub your balls, don't spit on your balls, and don't pick your balls. This is the take-home message from the ICC. Overall, I would say it's all balls. Thank you.
A swarm of locusts has attacked the city of Jaipur, and in response to this, the Prime Minister has released the following statement. Please stay tuned.
भाई और बहनों, मैंने तो सब कुछ लो कॉस्ट मांगा था, लेकिन ये कम वक्त सस्ते स्पीकर के कारण से सबको साले ये लो कॉस्ट मिल गए.
In an unrelated statement, Amul parlors all over the state of Gujarat have been selling N95 masks for ₹65. This, of course, has come under some great scrutiny, saying they are not up to the right quality. So the Gujarat Chemists and Druggists Association will be selling masks for 50 rupees. Obviously, nothing really inspires confidence like a Gujarati trying to sell things cheaper. Mr. Boris Johnson has been brought into some trouble because one of his senior aides, Mr. Cummings, has driven about 400 kilometers back and forth from London to visit his parents in a complete breach of the lockdown rules, a statement from Mr. Johnson himself now.
I stand here before you today. Actually, I'm not standing, I'm sitting. But I'm sitting here before you today in a defiant defense of the most indifferent defiance of the shortcomings of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings has had some coming and goings that have been quite unbecoming of Mr. Cummings. Now, it is important that Mr. Cummings stay where he is because his coming is what essentially prevents my going. And therefore, I would ask all of you to be a bit more becoming and show some camaraderie towards Mr. Cummings in this most cumbersome time that Mr. Cummings has been unbecoming. So now, if you would be so forthcoming as to be more accommodating to Mr. Cummings, then that, of course, would be very becoming, and we could all get along. So come now, come on, and that's it. I don't know. That's about it. Yes, that's right.
Dr. Amruta Garge in England has created the fifth state of matter in her home itself. Apparently, she came upon the epiphany when she walked into a house and looked at 1 week's worth of laundry, dishwashing, as well as children's room cleaning and said, "Oh my God, really doesn't matter at all." Meanwhile, her husband said, "I knew this all along, I just never told her. Damn it, now she knows too." And that's all we have in the show today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We will be back on Sunday morning. We are now a twice a week schedule, just like a twice a day schedule for you know what. But anyways, I hope you enjoy yourselves. Stay together and stand apart. Wash your hands, scrubbity scrub, and God bless. Coming. I think I'd like to play the game of Kabaddi. It's a great game for me to play. I believe it involves grappling after people's things. It demands diving and being caught, and then grappling to find your own ground all over again. And this apparently is something that I've been doing consistently well while losing my breath along the way. So perhaps I should become a Kabaddi player, and maybe that will be my greatest accomplishment to date. Thank you, BoJo Kabaddi. BoJo Kabaddi. Sounds African. I could have a drum beat after myself. BoJo Kabaddi, BoJo Kabaddi, BoJo Kabaddi, BoJo Kabaddi.